Welcome back to another episode of the Be That Christian podcast. I am your host, Alex Gibson, and with me today, we have another special guest. Now, whether it was as special as the last one, it's not up to me, but he is definitely special. With me today is the coolest cat in town, Levi Lucas.
Hello. Hello. The man, the myth.
Where am I supposed to look? Now, some of you, or a lot of you may not know Levi. You might have heard me and Brian talk about him before because he was one of the weddings that we had coming up. And now we're on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And I had the ultimate pleasure of being the best man. And that was the only, or the first, and probably the only time I'll ever be the best man at someone's wedding.
The next one, you're going to be the worst man.
Yeah, usually I am the worst man. I think at James, they asked me to be an usher. I got downgraded.
Scraping the bottom of the barrel.
They sort of asked me like it was an afterthought, which I'm not. I mean, before this, I had no position, but I went from no position to usher. So
I guess you got to do something.
Can't just have them there looking sad all the time. Oh man, but it's how long is it? It's been only a couple days. Like, was it been a week? Has it been a week yet?
It's been a week and a few days.
How's it feel to know that your life is over?
I already started eating the pain away. We've already gained 15 pounds.
Yeah, people don't. If you watch the videos, and people don't know this. I used to be skinny. Not super skinny, but relatively medium. And now I'm pushing XL. And if you ask my wife, it's not her fault. But if you ask me, look, I'll just leave it at that.
It's when you get those stretch marks, you start earning your stripes, buddy.
Oh, I've earned several stripes. Oh man, but I've wanted to have Levi on the episode, or on a episode of the podcast for a while now. I feel like we've been, because Levi is a part of the same program that I am at 3 Strand, and when you're in classes, it's really difficult to find good time.
Mm-hmm.
It just sort of, especially if you work, because we both work full-time jobs, it's difficult to find the time. And with the wedding and stuff going on, I knew that I wanted to do it, like, probably just, I don't know, a long time ago, but now we're on the other side of the wedding. It's calmed down a lot more. The nerves are gone, and you're just left with having to live with this person now.
Mm.
What's that like? What is that like?
It's a very weird thing. I've never lived with a woman besides like my mom and my sister. Like, other than that, like, for 27 years of my life, it's just been pretty much just me. And now that I'm like, I wake up every morning, I'm like, oh, there's another person in my bed. This is very weird.
Also, something to take note of with me and Levi is that we lived together for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And that was a journey. That was fun. We had good time.
We had plenty of good times. We got a lot of good stories.
We had a lot of good stories. A lot of things that just, back in the rambunctious days, and can't talk about those anymore.
The good old days. The bad old days.
Now it's just used as sermon illustrations for what not to do.
I am the example.
I am the example. I'm the bad guy in this story.
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. But I don't know, it's kind of crazy because we've been married for, my wife and I, for 2 years and 2 months now. Yeah, 2 years and 2 months, a little over. And it marriage is such a unique relationship, right? And we're going to talk about this in our big brain. I call it big brain time. Did you know that?
I did not know
I
that.
call it big brain time.
Oh, wow.
Like some people will call it like different sections or whatever in the videos. So I was going to ask more, but we'll just leave it for that. But Levi and I, we've shared a lot of things over the years, and shared a lot of loves for things, and one of those things is football. Now, before we talk about football, I know that there's any baseball fan's going to listen to this and be like, it's baseball season, because baseball season, it just started, and baseball's great,
Not my cup of tea.
Man, I don't want to say anything bad about it, because I do enjoy, like, I really enjoy the postseason. I enjoy, like, the second half of the season. There's just so many games, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great if you have the time to watch 150 games. It's, more power to you. My grandpa loves the Cincinnati Reds.
Mm-hmm.
Always has, always will. It's just, if you're not already into it, I think it's really hard, especially with a younger generation. But I still enjoy it. So I'm not trying to take away from baseball, but something that I know that we both enjoy is football.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, as soon as football's over, I'm looking forward to next season.
I know.
I'm just like, okay, Super Bowl's over. When's August? I want more. Which basketball filters in like a little bit of that time, right? And we just, Marshall had which I am a fan of Marshall, all sports. Marshall's basketball was kind of They kind of got gifted a perfect situation in their bracket and kind of lost.
Mm.
I knew they weren't anything special, but that's who always I'm going to root for. But did you end up making a bracket for the March Madness?
I didn't do it this year. I didn't do it.
I couldn't remember if you did.
No, I was. I'm a diehard Marshall fan myself. You got to rep your Marshall. Go Herd, right?
Let's go Herd.
But I don't know. Like NCAA basketball, not really. Again, it's not really my biggest cup of tea. I do like watching March Madness though. I did catch some of the final game against Michigan and UConn, and it was pretty good.
I think it's definitely more enjoyable than the NBA. I can't watch the NBA anymore.
Yeah, the NBA's crybabies.
At this point, I'd rather watch the Globetrotters. They take the game more seriously than NBA players do. Which, with NIL now, football and basketball both. They're basically professional sports now.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. What it is. I don't have the 3 hours to go into that right now that I want to, but March we made some brackets. I started a little pool, actually, and Jason actually made a bracket in it.
Really?
And I think I haven't confirmed, but I think Kirk did win.
Kirk ended up winning?
I think he did. But if the championship would have turned, if UConn would have won the championship, Bree would have won.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, she was in last place, and then there was that one game that could have made her come in first.
Because the last game is worth 32 points. I'm pretty sure, because and I looked at it, and Kirk was projected to get 90, I think, and then Bree was sitting at 60, but she had a potential for 32. So I'm like, if they win, she'll have 92. She'll win the whole thing. I'm like, but they lost, sadly.
Yeah.
So I think she probably still, and that just kind of goes to show you, if you don't have to know anything about that. There was a girl, you probably don't know this, but okay, and me and Levi went to high school together also. There was a girl in our high school that participated in in a March Madness bracket challenge. She won by picking the teams based on how much she liked their jerseys. She won and you have people that study this, that watch watch the whole season, just keep up with all the numbers and everything, and to get beat out like that,
a week's worth of research is down the toilet immediately. It's because the colors of the jersey are pretty.
That just kind of goes to show you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But and it kind of was this year. I thought Duke was going to win it all, which I know they had some injuries. Unfortunately, Jason, if you are listening to this, you're probably not, but if you are, heart goes out to you. I wanted to see Duke win as much as the next guy, but
I'd say that around Derek.
no, yeah, I won't. Derek will just say that I'm blaspheming. Oh man, UK. We are just in the heart of it.
Go Blue.
Go. I can't even say it.
Wildcats, baby.
It's just everyone around us is UK fans, and
Yeah.
I just, even before I moved to this area, I had a great dislike of UK, and now it's just blossomed into a beautiful hatred. It was just it was deep. Now it's just, I don't care who knows it. But I knew that they made it farther than I thought they would. Honestly, they made it to the round of 32, but they deal with enough. I'm not going to trash them anymore. But talking about football, I mean, we could both agree on the Marshall front. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
We both root for Marshall. That's not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you get into the big boy league, there's a bit of a discrepancy. I, as some of you may know, am a Browns fan. Cleveland Browns.
Die hard, buddy.
But
You want to be a Brown?
you want to be a Brown buddy boy? And people ask me why. This is the best answer I have for you. If you know that you love somebody, right? You don't know why you love them. You're like, oh man, like they're ugly. Okay.
Well, it becomes a choice.
Thank you. Thank you for the input, but it doesn't change how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like when you're a kid and you have a team that you like.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know why.
Yep.
You just pick them and then you just roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have never will never turn my back on the Cleveland Browns. And this, they could be the best team in the world, and I would have rooted for them, and they just happen to be one of the worst, and I will still root for them. But I tell you what, and this is a little bit of a sidebar. When they beat the Steelers, or when they beat the Bengals, or when they beat anybody, it just makes it that much sweeter.
Those division games are so nice when you win those.
Oh, because the Steelers have been so dominant for which they're kind of anymore, but when you win, oh man, it just feels so good because you just know there's several Steelers fans out there crying somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Throwing their terrible towels on the ground,
oh,
light them on fire.
boo hoo. Zero sympathy. You had a Hall of Fame quarterback. Get over it.
2 now, probably 2.
Oh yeah, well,
Aaron Rodgers.
he limped on.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do have some questions, and it is pertaining to football.
Okay.
Because I don't even think me and Brian have ever talked about sports at length before. So I'm gonna go by a couple of positions, and I'll ask you your opinion, and you can make this like who you objectively or subjectively think is the greatest. But I'm gonna go just through a couple positions. I'll start with running back. Who do you think is the greatest running back of all time?
Well, I'm going to be biased because I am a Saints fan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a Saints fan.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Reggie Bush, the greatest of all time, the GOAT.
Reggie. I'm not going to argue that he wasn't a great running back. Running back's a hard position to judge. Because you look at someone like McCaffrey that is just like almost redefined.
He's dominant.
He really is. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
no way Christian McCaffrey's not going to be in the Hall of Fame. And one day, 20 years from now, there's probably going to be people our age saying that Christian McCaffrey was the greatest running back of all. I mean, or one of them at least. I would say I am a little bit biased on my front, but I think my guy's name is definitely in the conversation for greatest is Jim Brown.
Okay, all right. Nothing wrong with that.
An oldie but a classic.
Mm-hmm.
He was a lot of people, don't really care to look over like old records, especially when they're that old. But he was dominant. I mean, he was untouchable. And maybe I am a little biased because he was a Browns player. Yeah, I get it, but he was a force, and it was kind of like one of those players you wish you could have been alive to see.
Mm-hmm.
But he was way before our time. So running back, not as controversial, and now we'll bump it up a little bit, go a little bit more into the controversy. But the thing is, we're not going to disagree. I don't think we're going to disagree on this. Who do you think is the greatest wide receiver of all time?
Without question. I mean, even though he hasn't won a Super Bowl, technically, it's Randy Moss. 100%.
Well, he won with the
No, he didn't.
49ers, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Did he not?
Never won a Super Bowl. You can fact check me on that. He's never won.
Wow, maybe I need to read up more.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that that year that he came back, they did win.
I think he went to a Super Bowl with Tom Brady, but he never won a Super Bowl. I think he lost the Super Bowl with Tom.
Well, he's most known for his career with the Vikings and the Patriots.
Yeah.
And then he left, came back for a year.
He was on the Raiders for a short stint there too. But
oh, yeah.
I remember playing Madden 07, just lobbing him Hail Marys every single play on the Raiders.
Like, when you think about someone like Randy Moss, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, Jerry Rice is the greatest." Yeah, okay, I would fight you pretty hard on it. I would, because Randy Moss was, for somebody as he had the height of a tight end,
mm-hmm.
but he ran like a running back.
Yeah,
his name became a verb, like when you get mossed.
Yeah.
Like that was in school, man. That was
mm-hmm.
like you reach over someone, or you just dominate someone. You
mm-hmm.
get mossed. Like you don't say get riced.
No.
Which I'm not trying to take away from his legacy, but Randy Moss, he was an animal.
Mm-hmm.
He was, and he did go to Marshall.
Yeah.
Go hard.
A little bit of bias there, but that's okay. Greatest greatest wide receiver of all time, of course. Like, it's like Huntington's hero, kind of.
Oh yeah, he is. And I try to be unbiased when I think of that, but I do think that the wide receiver conversation is more difficult.
Yeah, it's a little tighter.
It's definitely a little tighter. Now. By the way, my answer was also Randy Moss. I don't know if I made that clear. So we would agree on that front. Now.
Oh, it's getting juicy.
The quarterback. Who is the greatest quarterback, NFL quarterback of all time?
Okay, are we talking about subjectively or objectively?
Give me both.
Okay, I'll get first subjectively. Drew Brees, baby. For life. That man is something else. Unmatched. The king. The king behind his offensive line is Drew Brees.
You know what kills me is that you all had legitimately a top, at least on the lowest of lists, top 5 quarterback of all time, and y'all won one Super Bowl.
Listen, 2009 and 2015 through 2020 were the greatest years of my life, but they were also the saddest.
You just every year just getting so close.
It's like so close, but so far.
And I know that it hurts you, but it's hard to not appreciate just like iconic moments.
Yeah.
In football.
Oh, no, not this.
The Minneapolis Miracle.
Oh, don't remind me.
We watched it. We watched it together.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest live moments in sports I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you watch them on replay because you weren't watching it. We were watching it live, and to see it happen, I was flabbergasted. And if a lot of you don't know what it is, look up the Minneapolis Miracle. One of the wildest finishes to a game I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was the most painful thing I've ever had to go through.
That was the day I died.
Yeah, a piece of me died that day. I was on my knees. I was on my knees. I'm like, what just happened?
I mean, I as a Browns fan, I know pain, but that had to hurt.
Yeah, that was probably like one or two, probably the worst things that probably ever happened as a Saints fan.
Oh, and the pass interference.
Pass interference for the Rams, man. That was was that back to back years? I'm pretty sure it was, man. But that was rough. That one hurt me too. That was not fun.
I mean, when it comes to
They changed the NFL rules for that.
yeah, they did. They did. I remember that. Man, when it comes to just like these one-off instances, you all are just striking out. That's tough. So I mean, but I think now on the opposite side of Drew Brees, you kind of know my pain a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So subjectively, it's Drew Brees. Objectively, who you got?
I mean, it's obvious, man. You know, it's the GOAT, Tom Brady.
I hate to agree with you, but I watched the Patriots and Falcons Super Bowl. Up to that point, if you had up to that year, I can't remember what year it was. Up to that point, if you had asked me who the greatest quarterback was, I would have tried to tooth and nail try to defend Joe Montana.
Yeah, Joe Montana.
Or even throw John Elway in the mix. Because, I mean, Montana, and, you know, they fantastic quarterbacks. After watching that Falcons game, it's like a switch flipped in my brain. I was like, this is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game. And as much as I hate to, I mean, if you weren't a Patriots fan, nobody liked the Patriots for like a decade there, or more or longer.
They went through a Super Bowl drought for a while, but then do that Falcons Super Bowl, that's tough. Matt Ryan still gets the flame for that.
I mean, you're up 28-3 going into the fourth quarter. Oh my goodness, that's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
But I mean, Tom. And I'll give my objective because it's just pretty. It is Tom Brady. I don't want it to be Tom Brady, but it is Tom Brady. I guess it's 6-1. So I don't know if that really matters.
There's this. I remember this.
There's no bias. The gap isn't there. The gap is there. There's no debate. He just is.
I remember whenever he had 6, and he thought that he was done. He's like, "No, we're going for Jordan." I was like, "Oh." And then he went to the same division as the Saints, and then retired Drew Brees, which was also painful.
It hurts.
It still hurts.
How long did Drew Brees have his record for?
His passing record?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he had it for maybe a year.
Because he beat Peyton Manning's.
Yeah, he beat Peyton Manning's, and then he had it for about a year or two, and then retired. And then Tom played for like another 3 years, and then he just beat his passing record by like 15,000. I was like, what is the point? Like, what do you have left to lose, man?
He has all the records.
You have everything.
Now, so objectively, it's not really close, Tom Brady. Subjectively, the greatest quarterback ever come through the NFL is Johnny Manziel.
Oh, my. Manziel.
You tell
Money
me.
Manziel, baby.
You don't bet against Money Manziel. Honestly, he was like my first bad taste of like wasting a draft pick. But I will also say that out of all the autograph cards that I have, I have one of his. It might be my favorite. I don't know why. It's like a cornerstone in the Browns' awfulness. That it's just like the imperfect beauty. I don't know what it is. Honestly, subjectively, I don't know. I don't think I would lean towards the NFL because I was going to ask a different question, but I think it kind of favors into I think that when it comes to shaping the game, I think Tim Tebow, when he played in college, was, he had a great coach, great team. I mean, it was. I mean, they had the perfect mix of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so good. And
Yeah.
I mean, he's built like a truck, and his passing was phenomenal. His running, for his size, was great. He could take hits, and then so it really bummed me out seeing how bad he did. He didn't do terrible,
Yeah.
but he was on the bottom to mid to bottom.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Didn't translate to the NFL like people thought he would.
But I guess life goes on. That would maybe be my subjective. I could say Baker Mayfield. I miss him. Come home. We didn't want you to go.
You can come back. We need you.
Oh man, for running backs, I didn't even think about this.
They didn't tell me.
I didn't think about running back. For running back, which I said Jim Brown, which is honestly my objective, but I didn't think about Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, dude.
Nick
His
Chubb.
thighs, man, they're like tree trunks.
Nick Chubb it makes me sad that he got hurt.
Yeah.
He got bad. I mean, his injury, I wouldn't recommend looking it up. His injury is bad. And they obviously let him go. And he plays for the Texans now,
Mm-hmm.
but he's just kind of a...
Yeah, they got like a whole bunch. They got an all-star lineup on running backs over there at the Texans right now.
I think he's like second or third string.
Yeah, which is crazy considering his
have
potential.
Nick Chubb at second or third string.
Yeah, it's wild.
Before, if it wasn't for his injury, he might have been a contender.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a contender. Greatest defensive player of all time, Myles Garrett, plays for the Browns.
He's good, man. He is.
And okay, I can't just not defend his honor. Michael Strahan threw a big old fit about him breaking his sack record. Look at the snaps. Michael Strahan played more snaps than Myles Garrett did,
Mm-hmm.
and Myles Garrett had more sacks with less snaps. Because we had they moved to a 16-game season or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We only played 12 or 13 or whatever. He played more snaps than Myles did, and still didn't get the record, and still got beat out by the record. So, anyone that is going to fight me on Myles Garrett's sack record, don't.
Dude, whatever. Speaking of going back to injuries, whatever happened to Todd Gurley? Remember Todd Gurley? He just disappeared.
He faded into mediocrity.
Yeah, he was good one year and then he was just gone.
Well, he was good for a couple of years. He was like my first pick for fantasy.
Yeah, I love fantasy.
Fantasy's great.
It adds so much.
It just makes me think about football coming back. I can't. I'm gonna get sad thinking how far away it is. But yeah, he didn't really have like a major injury or anything. I think he just kind of faded out. Just had one medium year.
Yeah, he had some leg injuries or something too. But
he might have. But if you have two mediocre years in a row, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's all you got.
Like they may give you a sophomore slump year.
Wide receivers do not last as long as running backs. Running backs get so much more years out of.
Adrian Peterson was.
Yeah,
he was running when he was like
dude.
40.
He's old.
The wide receivers, the average age can't be high. Tight ends last a long time too.
Yeah. Is it J.J. Watt that played tight end? Or no, maybe I'm thinking of T.J. I can't remember. One of them played tight end, I thought.
Watt, I think they're both defensive.
They're both
players.
they're both defense. That's my bad.
There's Kittle. There's
Kittle's good.
Obviously Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey's.
Yeah.
He could. I feel like Kelsey could arguably be one of the greatest tight ends just because of Patrick, because they kind of go together.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a handful of great tight ends, but Gronkowski,
Gronk, yeah.
I didn't personally like Gronk. I just thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was a little reckless.
He did the Lombardi Trophy. Use it like a baseball bat.
You want to talk about the epitome of a goofball? As far as literally hit the Lombardi Trophy or hit the baseball with a Lombardi Trophy. The guy's got brain damage.
CTE.
He's got real brain damage. Well, as much fun as it is for me to talk about sports, because I don't talk about sports a lot on here, so that's definitely been fun. Hopefully, any listeners who actually enjoy talking about sports have been like, man, they're finally talking about some sports.
Finally.
Like maybe they just thought I was illiterate on sports, but no, I like to talk about it a lot. Just don't get a lot of opportunities, and nobody likes the Browns. So, but we're gonna transition into our a big brain time. So the topic for this episode is it's real simple. It's just going to be marriage. Now, the reason why I say just marriage is because when you talk about covenant relationships, it's very intricate. It's throughout Scripture. We have so many different examples of covenants that God made with man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can go from the garden to Noah, Moses, Abraham. I mean, there's covenants. I mean, I guess more for as far as quantity goes in the Old Testament, and then we have the covenant today, the New Covenant. But when you talk about marriage as a covenant, Levi and I had a module recently talking about covenant relationships.
Mm-hmm. Covenant theology.
And part of that was talking about using marriage as an example of a covenant and how it relates to, or what it means to be actually in a covenant relationship with another person, and how society at large gets this wrong. And when I say that, I mean, when it comes to marriage, there's some awful numbers. There's some really awful numbers. I think when we were growing up, like in high school, maybe middle school, you would hear a lot that the divorce rate's like at 50%. That's what you hear. 1 out of 2 households doesn't make it. Because marriage is ordained by God. And we have this tendency to look at marriage differently than what it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Wickert did a great job bringing that out. And one thing I think that I've understood, and probably you have too, throughout our, because we've only been Christians for really compared to a lot of others, relatively younger.
Yeah, younger. Mm-hmm.
But for that time, my understanding of marriage was just simply put as like a contract. There's 2 parties, there's terms, and then there's terms and conditions, and then there's sort of like promise as a result. Now, I don't think that's necessarily wrong. I'm not saying, because a lot of people will describe, especially in a church setting, they'll describe marriage as it's like a contract. But Jeff did bring something out in the module that I hadn't considered before, and I think it really helped get to the root of the marriage problem that we have in not just the United States, but really anywhere. And that is the difference between a covenant and a contract is that the parties go into the contract or go into the covenant with the interest of the other party in mind. And you think, well, that's like, how is that really different? Well, when you have a contract, when you sign like a legal contract, you're doing it for a benefit. Like you're gaining something out of it. Like, you enter an agreement with another party. I get this or you get this for this. It's usually to disclose like a sum of money or whatever, like an exchange of goods, something like that. But it's not, you don't go into you don't sign a contract because you want to see the other party be the benefit of whatever the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at covenant, like when you say like, I want to marry this person, it's so much more than just like, okay, well, I'm gonna, I just have different rules to follow now, and one flesh, that's we're all we're let a man leave his parents and cleave to his wife. But it's more than that, because you are thinking you were thinking, how can I help this person grow?
Mhm.
How can I help this person be closer to Christ? How can I be more Christ-like to support this person?
Always think about it, like, how can I serve this person? Wake up and serve this person to be able to bring them closer to God, because your spouse is your first ministry, for sure.
I mean, it really is, because you've never had, which, I mean, we understand that marriage is between a man and a wife is reflective of the relationship between Christ and the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Christ being the groom, church being the bride, and and that's, we definitely see that parallel. But as human beings, this is like the closest that you can be joined to another person,
Right.
and it's unlike any other bond, unlike any other
Mhm.
relationship that you'll ever have in your life. Christ aside, not including your relationship with God, that this is the closest you're going to be, and that's because you're not in it to win it for yourself. You're in it to win it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be an opinion, but I think that's where the problem is, because people enter into these marriages thinking that their life is going to be better.
Right.
Like, you may not say outright, like, man, I can't wait to get married so I can just not be alone all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, like, it doesn't seem sinister. It doesn't seem like wrong, but you have to look at the root of it. Your goal in marriage is to not be alone.
Mm. It's a selfish ambition.
It is. It's selfish. It's the selflessness of the covenant that makes the covenant work.
Right.
And if you come out with selfishness, which selflessness is all throughout the New Testament,
Mm-hmm.
and how we're supposed to not only treat one another, or treat those that we like share like a faith with, but for everybody, we're supposed to be selfless. And it says we're supposed to be living sacrifices,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledging the sacrifice that Christ made for us. And Christ said that greater love has none than this, that one laid down his life for his friends. So the selflessness aspect of it is just it's like the main theme. If you want to break down your Christianity to a style or a theme of living, it's selfless.
Mm-hmm.
Christ said that the servants are going to be the greatest.
Right.
And if you think that sounds weird, it's because, from a worldly perspective, it's the complete opposite. And factoring that into marriage, I think it's hard. I think it's difficult for us, because I think when you bring out the paperwork, I think people are intimidated. People are intimidated by the paperwork. Like, it's like, that even if you're both not Christians, like, let's just take a non-Christian couple, for example. Like, that it's greater than your word. Like, you're bound by the state.
Right.
Like, as far as the government's concerned,
Mm-hmm.
you are now one household. And a lot of people, I think, are intimidated by that. And they think, and then that's when you have like prenuptial agreements come into the conversation, and you have these stresses that are put on marriage. Not only from the lack of spirituality in this particular example, but because you don't know what your goal is in the marriage. You're outside of Christ and something that was ordained by God. I'm not saying a couple's marriage that's outside of Christ is ordained. I'm saying the marriage as a covenant is ordained by God. And trying to make that work, trying to like kind of like you said, like being selfish going into a marriage. I mean, you're starting off on the back foot. And you're trying to go forward, but you just keep falling backwards. Things don't work out how you want to, because maybe you think, well, why isn't this person doing everything for me? Or why does this person expect all these things out of me?
Mm-hmm.
And you just, people think, I honestly think that there are a lot of people that separate because they think that they're incompatible when really they just don't know how to be in a marriage. and it ended up looking like they were incompatible.
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game whenever you're married and there's actually an agreement there that you are going to stick together. I actually have known people that have told me, oddly enough, they'll sit there and they'll say, well, whenever I got married, it really didn't feel any different than whenever we were dating. And I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like thinking, that's not how I feel in my marriage at all, oddly enough. I think it's just something totally different and a lot more serious than just dating.
And it is more serious than dating because we we could do a whole episode on dating.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are not going to like what I have to say. So I'll try not to talk about that a lot. But the world the secular standard of dating is, even though that you're not joined by either by God or a piece of paper or whatever, you still lay a claim or lay ownership on this person, when really, I mean, you're just, and people use terms like exclusive, non-exclusive, open.
Oh gosh, don't get me started on all that.
And it just becomes this like mess of like semantics and defining terms, when in reality, like there is no claim until you are joined together as one flesh. There is no joint anything, because you can walk away at any time. Marriage puts you under obligation, and as a result of all of this, so you've been, how long do you say it was?
It's been a week and 5 days. I'd say about 5 days. Yeah.
Oh man,
I can give marriage counseling now. I've been doing this a while.
You're qualified.
I'm qualified.
Rest assured. So a little over a week now. What? Cause I did want to ask some questions, because it's hard for me to think back when I wasn't married, because I have been for several years now.
Getting old.
Yeah, I am getting old. What do you think changed? Like, what do you think is different now than you just, because you were engaged for a super long time.
4 months, about 4 months.
So like even in that time, like what do you think, or what compare these last few days to before you actually, like before even the wedding day, like what do you think changed?
I mean, really everything. Because like for me and her, it was more so we treated like a friendship, and then it kind of blossomed into, hey, I think we're pretty compatible for this marriage thing. And of course, you take that time in your engagement to prepare yourself for that marriage. And I think it's important that you take that time to be able to prepare yourself for that marriage, because again, you have to act selflessly in that marriage. So really everything changed. This is like, even the other day, like I was just like thinking of ways that I can make her life just a little bit easier, or think of ways that I can best serve her to be able to, again, like I mentioned earlier, bring her closer to Christ. I even trying to challenge myself to even pray with her. Just starting small, like I'll hold her hand right before we eat or anything. I'll hold her hand and say, we should probably pray for this meal before we start, eating. And I'm starting small, but I'm going to start building it up to where we try to like wake up a little bit earlier to read together and study and things like that. Just challenge ourselves.
And on that front, if you're not compatible, like that makes it so much harder.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, you can talk about being unequally yoked, things like that. I won't get too much into that, because I mean, I could just say outright it's not a good idea. But just aside from that, talking about the role that of a man or the woman in a marriage, and this goes back to the parallel that we have for Christ in the church, because Ephesians tells us that like Christ is the head of the church, the man is the head of the wife. Like the man is supposed to be the spiritual leader,
Right.
and if and a lot of people take problems with that in today because feminism and all this garbage, all this this man hate garbage that gets thrown around all the time.
Leadership is a hard quality to come by in men these days. It really is.
It's leadership is insanely rare,
Mm-hmm.
and it's becoming more rare because and honestly, like I understand why. Why would you want to step up if you're making yourself the target for
victimizing?
Yeah, for anyone that's saying, oh, like you don't own this person, you don't, and it's like just spewing, like it's like all like just like it's all like clickbait and buzzwords that people throw at you, and it is so much, is so deeper and more intricate than people, because people don't like, especially if you claim Christ, you claim to be a Christian, you almost have to defend yourself to, if you ever step outside of your circle a little bit and you confront, or you're confronted, quote unquote confronted by someone that's saying like, oh, like you say like she has to like submit to you. Okay, what do you mean by submit? Like
Define terms.
do you think that submission is like
bow the knee?
Yeah, you bend the knee and you do what I tell you to. Like that is not at all, because we are in submission to Christ.
Right.
And is that what we're doing? Just constantly just groveling on our knees all the time? No, that is absolutely not. The love that Christ has for us as the head of the body is that he gave his life for us. He gave his life so that we might spend eternity with him.
Mm-hmm.
And husbands, when it says, wives submit to your husbands, husbands love your wives, that is the love that we should have. And that is self-sacrificial. Like it is now my responsibility to protect you, to provide for you, and to give you whatever you need so that we can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, people just turn it into, like I said before, people just turn it into something that it's not. And you think about, go all the way back to the garden. God when and talk about the days of creation. He said that everything was good. And when was the first time he said something was not good? He created man, and he said, it is not good for man to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
And he created for him a helper. You may have heard the term used, a helpmate or a helpmeet. And that's essentially the role that the woman, it was embedded in them to, I'm not saying it's embedded to like be this like submissive, it's for support. It's to support the man is in his endeavor to provide, protect, and all these things. And I don't know, people just manipulate it, make it seem like it's like, if the dinner's not hot, you get the back of the hand. Like,
yeah, it's true.
Now, have there been a lot of really bad guys throughout history that have? I mean, it's like notorious. Like you hear like jokes people make, like being a wife in the 50s or the 60s or something like that. I mean, there's been a lot of not great guys, and there's still to this day are a lot of men who mistreat their wives and their whole family because they have problems.
Mm-hmm.
They have real bad problems.
A lot of men don't fix their problems before they get into the marriage too.
Yeah, and that goes back to the selfish part.
Mm-hmm.
Is you go into the marriage thinking this is going to fix me.
Yeah.
Or sadly, a lot of times it'll even be from the woman's side that they can fix them, and it just doesn't work that way. But do you think that hitting a woman or hitting your wife or whatever, verbal. It doesn't even have to be physical. Verbal abuse, mental abuse. Is that loving your wife?
No, of course not. No.
So if you take out the verbal abuse, take out the physical abuse, the mental abuse, I mean, what kind of submission then do we have? What submission are you left with? It's not the groveling. It's not the do what I say, when I say it, as I say it. It's how can I support him in the role that he has as the head of the household, and I trust him to protect me and to protect my interest and to keep us and to keep God in the middle of our marriage. And then on the flip side, you have the husband who's saying, well, how can I best support, or how can I best protect and serve my wife? You can always bring it back to selfishness versus selflessness.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're selfless, then you shouldn't have the problems that end up tanking a lot of marriages. And Christ put that on display for us. He made the ultimate sacrifice for us. And if we have the love of Christ, we should treat our spouses the same.
Yeah, right.
And you learned that in a week, right?
Yeah, I pretty much got it down pat.
You got it down.
Yeah, marriage is perfect all the way through.
I'm just going to do tomorrow what I did today.
Tonight I sleep, and tomorrow I work and go back to sleep.
And I say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ask my wife.
I think one of the first words I said to you as you all came back down, and we, obviously we came in behind you all. I was like, I can't remember exactly what I said. I wish I did. I said, what's it feel like to never have to make another decision again for the rest of your life?
Feels so good. Feels so good.
Now, if anybody ever asks you anything, you say, man, I just work here.
Man,
You have to talk to the manager.
You have to talk to the boss. Talk to the boss. I just work here.
I heard someone, it might have been Kirk, it might have been someone else, say one time that women have really been preparing for this their whole lives through like having dolls, like the American Girl dolls.
Right.
But now it's just like a real person that they have to dress up and feed all the time.
Listen, Libby loves to. That's been like her goal, is just to be able to change my entire wardrobe. She'll just come home with something new and be like, "You need to start wearing this."
A lot of my wardrobe has been replaced.
She goes to Marshall's about 5 times a week,
Yep.
and she'll be like, "I really like this shirt," but she won't buy it because she wants my approval first.
Mine,
I like this shirt for you.
that might change, because mine used to ask for my approval. Now she just buys it.
She just does it, and you have to listen.
And I'm just like, okay, I'll wear it.
I guess I'll wear it.
And then the first time you wear it, they'll be like, ooh, I like that shirt.
It's like you bought it.
It's just it's cyclical. It's
Yeah.
this like, oh man, maybe I do look good in this shirt. But no, coming 2 years into it now, I have the best wife that you could ever ask for, and she's support. I mean, she is my best friend, 100%. But she's incredibly supportive. She always makes sure I have what I need, and she helps me. Oh man, I'm so bad at reminders, things like that. But she is very like detailed when it comes to, like, she has like this fancy calendar that she keeps. And man, it's kind of like one of those things where, like, that if you left like a bunch of humans in the wild, they would just die because they don't know how to take care of. She literally helps me so much that I almost feel like I'm being enabled.
Dude, women are such good organizers. They love their planners.
I thought I was a good organizer until I got married, and I'm like, man, I do not have the patience to do any of this.
Libby does it all digitally now. Like, she has like this whole like Google Calendar or something she has, and she'll plan like months in advance for things. No
chance.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky to remember that. I'd be lucky to remember what happens 2 weeks from now, let alone months. Come on. But you gotta love them.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And you're really fresh into it now, but yeah, I mean, just sort of like everything we already talked about. And if you keep God at the center of it, and you focus on strengthening your relationship with Christ, your marriage is going to flourish, because the more that you study your Bible, the more that you study how Christ how Christ views the bride, the church. If you the more that you grow to understand that, the more that you'll understand how to treat your wife, the more that you understand the love that you should have for them, and it's like a cycle,
Mm-hmm.
because then you feel the need to be more selfless. And props to Jeff Wickert. I think he did great.
Yeah, he did very good.
Which, it was obviously not just about marriage; it was about just covenant theology in general. But it really, I think that might have been the most that I took out of the whole thing, was the section talking about marriage, which wasn't really that deep, because there's not just like a covenant. There's the covenant of marriage, but there's not like a biblical like event of marriage, besides Christ and the church. But I feel like the section that he did spend talking about that was super beneficial to me. Oh man, you're gonna gain so much weight.
Buddy, I'm already there. It's just gonna get worse. Listen, it's funny you mentioned that, because I actually just resubscribed to my Planet Fitness membership while we were in class this evening. I was like, man, dude, I gotta do something.
Good luck. Good luck. Go while you still have the motivation, I guess. But we'll try to have Levi on as a guest for another episode. It's fun talking about sports.
Yeah,
I could talk about all my nerd stuff with Derek. Talk about all the racing stuff and random stuff with Brian.
mm-hmm.
Now I got a sports guy.
Yeah,
It's like I'm developing the perfect weather channel, or the perfect news channel.
Perfect weather.
The perfect
Sunny,
news
rain,
channel.
Cloudy. Can I be cloudy?
Yeah, you be cloudy. Oh man, is there just talking about the topic today in general, marriage? Do you have anything else you want to say? Any insights do you have just this early into your lifelong journey?
No, that's the funniest thing. Really, is just like no one tells you this. Whenever you get married, your privacy starts to disappear. Women will just start invading your personal space. Like nothing's sacred anymore. That's one thing I've learned so far. The early stages.
Some of the truest words I ever heard were before I got married, but I understand them better now. What's yours is hers, and what's hers is hers. That's all you need to know.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah. It's you just kind of got to take it, Just roll with the punches.
But it's great so far. We just got back from the honeymoon. It really didn't start setting in until Monday night, whenever we spent the first night in our home, and I was like, "Whoa, this is forever.
This is real.
This is getting real." Yeah, I've enjoyed it so far. It's been fun so far.
Well, it's definitely real, and the wedding was fun. You all did a great job at planning it. Or
our charcuterie table was so good.
Oh yeah, honestly, I was thinking of ways that I thought my wedding was better while I was there, and I'm like, dude, the food here is so much better.
Those meatballs.
The meatballs were great.
So good. Fazoli's really outdid themselves, man.
I will admit, I mean, you could talk about the other aspects of it. Your all's food was better. It just was objectively better. There was so much of it, and it was. I wish my stomach was bigger so I could have eaten more of it. But it was great. It was an awesome time. The whole thing, everything went smoothly, and excited for you guys, and just to see how you all grow together. And you're right behind me.
Yeah.
So have fun with that.
I've hit the top. I peaked. It's all downhill.
I've peaked. It's all downhill from here. Oh man. And another thing I want to say, I apologize. It's been several weeks since I've come out with an episode, or since we've come out with an episode, and I kind of was afraid of this. Just with everything, there's always something going on, and it gets busy. And I'll try to get episodes out when I can to you guys, because I know that there are several people that have been asking me about it, and it's hard to find the time. But today, found the time, and I'll get this episode out as soon as I can. Appreciate you guys so much for all the support, everything you've given so far. We're not going away. It's just a lack of time, and time is a precious resource. But we'll get her done. Don't worry about it. Don't give up on us yet. But we appreciate you guys listening if you listen this far. And I guess if there's nothing else, just be that Christian. That's all you got to do. Just be not this Christian, that Christian. That Christian. Thank you guys.